Okay, I have a question. Who heard KZ? Because they have been absolutely cooking with their last few IEMs. Seriously, these are amazing, but they're not even expensive. This newest one called the Vader Pro is again one of the best I've tried from them. That's three in a row. They have seriously locked in. This Vader Pro uses a triple driver implementation, but it's not what you might have expected. Instead of using a typical formation like one dynamic driver with two balanced armature or something, it uses three dynamic drivers. Yeah, all three of them. That's kind of unusual. We have seen dual dynamic driver setups on many IEMs, including popular ones like the Clinical Zero Red, and even KZ's own budget rockstar, the KZ Caster Pro, uses two dynamic drivers. But three of them, one for each section, lows, mids, and highs, that's a rare combo, and that has allowed them to do something pretty impressive with the soundstage. Apparently, the Vader Pro can go down as low as 5 Hz in the sub-bass region. That's pretty crazy. And conversely, in the top end, this thing can extend up to 45 kHz. In case you don't get why that's impressive, the human hearing generally stops perceiving sound at around 20,000 Hz or 20 kHz. 45 kHz is well in the premium headphone category or premium IEM category, which are used for like studio grade, critical listening. Because some people claim that apparently your brain can still interpret the enhancement in frequencies even though your ears may not perceive it. Maybe those people can also spontaneously transform into wolves or something, I don't know. But I'm just saying that the soundstage here is crazy wide. And I say that in comparison to its equivalent budget counterparts like the Caster Pro and a few others. I'm going to be drawing a lot more parallels between this and the Caster Pro because this feels like a refined version of the Caster Pro to me. And actually that's a good thing because if you enjoyed the KZ Caster Pro, if you loved its energy, you will like this even more. For me personally, the Caster Pro's bass was a bit too much. This thing has toned it down, and this thing has better soundstage, as I mentioned, much wider with better imaging. And this version even has those switches that allow you to toggle the sound. I actually didn't notice a bigger difference here compared to the Caster Pro with the switch orientations, but I like this method more, like toning down the bass, improving the mids and highs. That is something that I liked, but honestly I'm not bothered about the switches too much. I like the sound regardless. It sounds extremely energetic, tons of bass, great mids, and surprisingly good top end. Like it doesn't feel sharp or shrill at all. And as I mentioned, it does extend further where you can hear that sparkle that you typically get in the top end. Some people like it, some people don't. I enjoy it, so I like these. They are bright and punchy like most KZ IEMs without overdoing it, without going crazy on anything. Like I said, a refined Caster Pro. I mean, I was genuinely surprised by how it could pull off this level of soundstage because I have IEMs that are like 10 times more expensive than these that cannot go as down or as up as this thing can. I ask again, who heard KZ? Because they're trying to prove a point, and I'm listening. Now, it's not all great news. The cable provided in the box is still typical KZ, which is to say, not great. I know I have to bitch about something, right? And it has to be the cable. The only reason why I still constantly complain is because almost everyone else in this budget seems to do it better than KZ. I don't know what their excuse is. I'm assuming it's because they put all their budget in the IEM hardware, as in the sound producing hardware, and they ignore the rest maybe? I don't know. That seems like a likely explanation because I honestly can't think of that many IEMs in this price that achieve this level of soundstage. So clearly they are doing something right. I like it. And speaking of doing things right, pause, they also make the ear tips apparently. I didn't know that. It's called the LS01 tips, and they are latex material ear tips. You may recall that I have tried various materials of ear tips from memory foam, silicone, etc. and I concluded that latex is the best. Pause. I really like how it feels on my skin. Pause again. I mean the ear tip in my ear. Because any good ear tip must do the following. It should be thin so as to not obstruct any sound coming out of the IEM, and it should be soft to obviously be comfortable in your ear, and finally the material should stick to your skin so it doesn't slip out. Latex does all three, but after trying these I noticed that my usual choice, the EPZ M100, is not that good quality. Like it has much stiffer like the core section compared to this one. This is way softer. Yeah, it's priced more than double the EPZ M100, so it better be good. Thankfully it is. And if you're looking for spare ear tips, I highly recommend the KZ LS01. These are the best ear tips I've tried so far. And again, I hope you know what best means. Those three characteristics I mentioned, these tick all those boxes. Coming back to the Vader Pro, let me conclude this by answering one question some people may have. If you already have the KZ Caster Pro, especially the Black Edition, is this like an upgrade? Technically, yes, but I don't think it's a big enough upgrade that should warrant a separate purchase. Like you might get this along with your KZ Caster Pro, and then you might realize, okay, the differences are not that big in real life, so maybe it won't justify itself. So if you have the Caster Pro, enjoy it, it's still a good IEM. But if you're looking for something like the Caster Pro, but better, this is it. Same energy, similar price, better resolution, better imaging, a more controlled bass, and a wider soundstage. I mean, that's perfect. Hey man, I don't know who ordered, but let KZ cook. I'll link these in the description. They are super nice. And even though I would really like to keep these, because I don't have that many triple dynamic driver IEMs, I think I should give this to you. As usual, I'll list them for a super low price because I think one of you would appreciate this more than me because I have other options. So check out the link in the description for both new and this one if you want to buy it from me. Either way, that's it.